Hi everyone, it's Dottie. It is Wednesday, June 20th, 2012, first day of summer or summer solstice, longest day, whatever. I'm on my lunch for work and outside here at the cemetery, going to visit my mom, and I'm going to read this letter. This was the letter I wrote, and I read it to my counselor, and she wants me to read it to my mom, visit my mom's grave and read it to her. I guess part of the healing and grieving process. So that's what I'm here to do. I am sure that I won't get through it without crying. I am oddly nervous. Kind of weird, right? But it is hot outside. It is like 90, nearly 95 degrees or something. Humid, gross. The sun is out, but it's just hot. So my walking hasn't been good lately. I was off from work, vacation, and so yeah, I did not get my goal steps in each day. So I got to get back on that track. But right now my focus is on other things. Not gonna lie, the humidity tends to kick my butt, and I tend to give into it, meaning if it's too hot and humid, I opt to stay indoors where the air condition is running. So anyways, I'm gonna go out there to her gravestone and read this letter. Here's the family site. My great-great-grandparents, George and Carrie, my great-grandparents, Forrest and Dorothy, my grandma, and my mom. Now sadly, the flowers my brother and I planted look to be a little on the dead side. I will put some water on there before I leave. My mom loved owls. My brother put these out here. She also loved angels. It's an angel in the corner there. So anyway, to the letter. Okay, I did it. Not without tears, just as I thought, but I did better than I anticipated. And at the moment, I feel kind of a relief, so to speak. So the other thing that the counselor wants me to do at some point is go through all the pictures and photos that my stepdad left, and, you know, decide if I'm going to give them to the girls or split them between them or do some, I don't know, scrapbooking or scanning or whatever. I don't know, but there's a lot, and I haven't done it. I haven't really done it, and yeah, it's been 6 years now, so there's just so many. So I'm gonna get back to, actually I gotta eat lunch, or get lunch, eat lunch, and then head back to work. But yeah, I'm glad I did it. Tomorrow is my counseling appointment, so I can tell her I did it. So we'll see you guys later. Bye. Hi everyone, it's Dottie. It's now Wednesday evening, 8:22 p.m. I am at home. And here with me is Milky, rubbing her face up against my arm. She's so sweet. Say hi. Say hi. I was told I should record her purring and loop it and then sell it because it's so relaxing. Anyway, so I ended up leaving work early today because after lunch I started to feel sick to my stomach. And I don't know if it's because of eating lunch in the high humidity and heat and my emotions from visiting my mom's grave and whatnot, or what, but I just felt ugh. So I ended up leaving work shortly after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I've decided that I am going to read this letter that I wrote because it's good for me, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so I have record of it in case I ever lose this piece of paper that it's on. And hopefully it doesn't take me forever to read. So here it is. Dear Mom, I should have dated this. Anyway, dear Mom, we miss you. It's so hard to believe that it's already been 6 years since your passing. Things were going pretty well for the most part. Kids are growing. Kaylee just finished her first year of college. I wish you could have been there for her high school graduation. I was so proud and cried many tears her senior year. Kara just finished her junior year. Time is just flying so fast, and I'm very proud of her too. I have a feeling that next year will also be full of tears as Kara completes her high school years. I'm pretty sure I will be crying a lot. Dad passed away in November. I had visited him a couple times prior to his passing, and it was so difficult to see him in such a weakened state. He was always that Mr. Tough guy to me, but there he was, lying there, pale and weak and rather thin. He was dealing with lung cancer that had spread to his brain. I didn't know it, but he had been dealing with lung cancer for just over a year. Part of me was quite upset that I wasn't made aware of that, but I know it was his choice to keep that from us. Seeing him like that brought back the memories of you lying in that hospital bed on your last day. I remember so vividly you lying on your back, hooked up to some machines that was assisting your breathing. They said that you could hear us. You never lay on your back though, and I couldn't help but think how uncomfortable you must have been. It was so hard to see you in that condition. I held your hand for a bit and said a few things, but it was so difficult for me. Very difficult. And I remember her. It's amazing how I can remember exactly what she looked like, how she was laying, the breathing. It's so vivid and clear in my mind, even 6 years later. It's crazy. It was so hard to see you in that condition. I just read that. I couldn't even stay there. I ended up leaving to go home so I could give my girls a big hug. I was so sad. But then in the early morning we got the call that you had passed. Herb, that's my brother, was the only one there. Part of me felt so incredibly guilty that I couldn't stay there. Part of me felt I should have been there. I felt that would have been your desire to have both your kids there, something that just didn't happen often at all. And to this day, it still doesn't happen. The family is so broken. I miss the times we shared, but I have to be honest on a few things, and I hope I find some healing in writing this and not additional hurt or guilt. I wish more of the time we spent together was doing more active things instead of sitting around watching the Food Network or movies on TV. I know the girls enjoyed the time, and I did as well, but it just contributed to our obesity problem. It's been years since I've watched Food Network, and I fear watching it for falling into a trap if I do. I wish that you would have listened to some of my thoughts and ideas when you were in the nursing home. Had you followed through with the exercise and the appointments, I'm sure you would have healed better and had a chance to live longer. I wish that you didn't spoil my brother so much. It was so frustrating to see him take advantage of everyone, and it was even more frustrating that Pat, my husband, and I worked so hard, and yet Herb was the one always getting things handed to him on a silver platter. He made some bad choices, and yet it seemed he was always rewarded. I think I still carry some bitterness to this day. Sometimes I felt as though some things were a competition with you, or that you weren't genuinely happy for things that I was doing. I'm not sure why I felt that way, but I did, and I do. I've been dealing with such sadness and depression over the last several months now. And I wish I could just get a grip and move on and find happiness again. I had a bit of a scare recently. I had my first mammogram a few weeks back. The following week I got a call because they wanted to do an ultrasound because they saw some shadowing. I immediately got scared knowing that great-grandma and grandma both had gone through breast cancer. I couldn't help but be nervous about the appointment, and I of course prayed. And even in the appointment, after the tech took the images and went to share them with the doctor, I just lied there and started singing the Lord's Prayer to myself. And I did feel comfort in that. She came back to the room and said that everything is fine. It's just a fluid-filled cyst. And I was so thrilled that I cried. Praise God. This was another example where I could believe that there truly is a God. Dad's death and then Heidi's death really shook and tested my faith. And faith is something else I didn't grow up with, and I do wish I had. I feel as though I could have gotten through a lot of issues a bit easier had I a strong faith. But I'm working on that. Last week, and at this point it's not last week anymore, a classmate of Kara's passed away from cancer, and he did a short video of his story which made me cry. But in it he referred to Proverbs 17:22, which says, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." Sadly, I feel as though my spirit is crushed, but I really want to be happy again. Being so down all the time is sucking life out of me, and I truly believe that. Going to work in the morning is very difficult, and I'm having a hard time even faking a smile most of the time. I think that's what's happened to you as well. Crushed spirit, and that saddens me. Sometimes I wish I could turn back time and do things so much differently, but that isn't how life works. I hope you are truly proud of me as a daughter and that you are watching over us now, and I really do wish so many things could have been different. But I have to accept things for what they were, and I have to find strength to move on. As Kara's classmate said in his video, I don't have time to be unhappy. I love and miss you very much. Love, Dorothy. So that's it. I made it through pretty much without crying. I'm a little shaky right now, but when I read it at the cemetery earlier, I cried. And thankfully there wasn't really anyone around, so otherwise I would have felt a little awkward and probably wouldn't have read it, but I can say I did it, and it did somewhat make me feel better until I got to work and felt sick. That was kind of weird, but anyway, I don't really know why I decided to read that on here and share that with everyone. I don't know, I just felt the desire, so it is what it is. And I didn't get my walking in today again. The heat was horrible, and when I wasn't feeling good, I just came home and rested, so I certainly didn't want to push it. The humidity is supposed to break tomorrow, so hopefully I get my butt back to moving again. Anyway, thanks so much for watching and commenting and supporting. I do truly appreciate it. And I will see you all another time. I've been doing... Rewind. I've been doing some daily videos here, but I am getting the feeling they're quite boring because I don't have much viewership anymore. So I may just go back to a couple times a week or something, or unless I have something specifically to share or whatever. But anyway, it is summertime in most areas too, so obviously people are not going to spend their days watching YouTube. I know I don't. So anyway, alright guys, I will see you another time. Peace, love, smile, bye.